Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and I've been using the Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and I've been using the iPhone 8 Plus since it came out, so about 72 hours at this point, and I want to go ahead and give you guys some of my impressions so far. As a lot of you know, I do use Android phones a lot of the time, and that kind of gives me a different perspective when I do use an iPhone. Now, with that being said, I have nothing against Apple whatsoever. I actually want them to succeed because that will force other companies to put out better products and will ultimately be better for the consumer. Really quickly, I want to add that I will also be replying to a lot of comments on this video, so I want to get some conversation going, so be sure to drop a comment and I will most likely reply to it. Now, first of all, I do want to say I am a little upset that Apple really didn't change the design of the iPhone 8 Plus in comparison to the 7 Plus, which I do have back here. When I look at the front of the device, you really can't tell the difference whether it's an 8 or a 7, and that's a bit unfortunate. Coming from an entirely new model, maybe the 7S I might understand of a similar design, but they really didn't make any design change to compete with the design of the LG G6, the Galaxy S8, and those really slim bezels. And it's a bit unfortunate because the iPhone 10, which is coming out, has a similar design in terms of those slim bezels, just an updated design, and I think that's what should have been the iPhone 8. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the phone itself, and I want to talk about some things that I do like about the phone and some things I might not like as much either. To begin, I do want to say the setup and restore process was very simple. I was just near my old iPhone 7 and it restored all my text messages, my call logs, all my apps, even some of the app data got restored as well. Just an amazing and seamless restoration process when moving phones between iPhones. So one of the first things I noticed on the 8 Plus was the vibration motor, and it is one of the best in terms of when being notified, it vibrating, getting calls, or even within the UI, whether I'm doing a 3D touch, and even within the UI, there's certain things that you press on and it will vibrate. So when I go ahead and snap a quick picture, it actually gives you a little bit of a vibration feedback, which is nice because even when you press the volume key to take a picture, you still feel that vibration, so you know a picture is being taken. Some apps even integrate it as well. So for example, if I refresh the Twitter app, it is vibrating every time I'm pulling this down, just to give you a bit of a feedback and let you know, not just visually, but also just in your hand, that it's actually doing what you want it to. So the next thing I want to talk about is the biggest problem I have with iOS in general, and that's the notification system. I do have to say, I really don't like how they aren't categorized like they are on Android. That is just something I think they need to fix, and I think most people do agree with me on this. You'll see I have Instagram notifications littered between Gmail notifications. I wish they would just group them and say Instagram and give those underneath that you can kind of contract and expand, whereas the Gmail ones can be together as well and you can expand those. I just wish that was the case, and that's something that Android does a lot better. Now, with that being said, you might not have this many Instagram notifications, but trust me, if you get a text message, maybe a missed call, 2, 3 Instagram notifications, Facebook or Twitter, it adds up and they can be out of order, and it has caused me to miss certain notifications just because they are out of order. It's also worth noting there is a clear gesture that you can swipe from the right, and it gives you a couple options, view and clear, and you can tap on either of those, or you can swipe again to get rid of that notification, which I do like the swipe to clear, but I do not see the purpose of this view button or even having to swipe twice or tap to clear this notification, because I can actually tap on it and it's going to go to that notification. So that's an open option. So just tapping is an option. Also, you have an option to swipe from the left to open a notification as well. So you have that. So that's 2 ways to open it. So tapping, swiping from the left, or once again, you have on the right, you can just swipe and hit view as well. So there's 3 ways to view your notifications and 1 way to clear it, and that's with 2 gestures. Just kind of confusing and a little all over the place. Doesn't make sense. I wish I could just swipe to the right to clear and maybe swipe from the left to open. I'm also noticing that the clear all button only sticks on the earlier today option. So if I do get 5, 6 relevant notifications above my earlier today notifications, then I don't get this clear all button, and I don't understand why they don't just have it at the top all times, because if I do hit clear all notifications, it'll even clear my relevant ones, so it doesn't make sense that it's only above the older ones. So next I want to jump into settings and go into display, because there's a true tone option, and this automatically adapts your display on ambient lighting conditions. And what I notice is essentially it is just making my display a little bit warmer instead of a cooler look to it if True Tone is off. Maybe you can see that on camera, maybe you can't, but when you turn it on, the display coloring just gets a little bit warmer. I prefer a little cooler coloring, but it is nice that you can kind of customize it if you'd like to. I've also been extremely pleased with Raise to Wake. It recognizes it just about every time I pull it out of my pocket, lift it off of a table, it turns on that display, and it's very quick and easy and limits that need to even press that power button. Now overall, this phone is very snappy and smooth, quick. I did get a couple of times where I noticed some frame rate drops for about 10 seconds at a time, which was very strange, but I wasn't at home, so I couldn't record it. So if it does happen again, I'll mention it in my upcoming review video and show you the example of what I'm talking about. Also, after using it, I'm not a big fan of this space gray color. I definitely think I prefer this silver coloring. But with the glass back, I do prefer the glass back because that does mean wireless charging. More on that in a video coming very soon too. Now, personally, I do like how the swipe down is to get to your notifications and your swipe up is to get to those quick settings. I'm a fan of that. I actually prefer that over Android, and even 3D Touch is awesome. So you 3D Touch, you can swipe up and down for brightness or any other controls that you'd like to get more options. And I think 3D Touch is an awesome implementation. I have videos on that. I can link to them down below if you're interested in watching my in-depth look at 3D Touch. Now, I don't want to go too much into it, but you'll see I have 23% left of battery life. And I will say standby time on battery is fantastic on the iPhone. It's probably the best out of any phone I've used. If I'm not using the phone, it really doesn't drain the battery very much at all, which is a really fantastic feature. I need a little more time with it to actually give a true battery review, but more on that in the full review. But I will say it is noticeably better standby battery life. I have been very happy with the camera so far, as expected. I do really like the vibration feedback when taking a picture, which I don't believe is on other phones, so I'm not sure why they don't just add that on previous phones running iOS 11. So that's just about everything I wanted to talk about in my impressions video after about 72 hours. More to come in the full review. Click that subscribe button so you're notified. And of course I will be getting the iPhone X as well next month, so stay tuned for those videos. And as always guys, thank you very much for watching.